Hello, how are you? Welcome or welcome back to my channel, guys. I am Geneva. This is Geneva in general. And the truth is, I am one bottle deep of wine. Okay, yes, I didn't drink one bottle of my Stella Rosa Black. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. I got a complaint in my last video, my previous video on Kennedy Carter's injury overseas in China. They said that I had to slow it down. I said that too fast. I'm gonna try my best to slow it down because this video is kind of more emotional and I want to be able to get my thoughts out, okay, even though I'm not even drunk. Again, it's still a Rosa Black, okay? I'm not a lightweight, guys, okay? So again, I'm going to slow down my words as best as possible to get out my video. Now, guys, earlier today, I was at work. I was scrolling on TikTok and I came across an interview of Kim Mulkey. I wish that I was able to actually insert the video prior to my commentary, but it's like they're not allowing you to download it. I hate it when they do that on Instagram. I believe it's a public video. Keep it public. Allow people to, download those videos of that content creator. But it is what it is. I'm gonna try to sum it up reading this article to you guys on Kim Mulkey and how her divorce actually made her feel like a failure to this day. Now, this is from sportskita.com, okay, titled Offered to Give Up My Career to Save My Marriage. Kim Mulkey wants to discuss the key lessons from her hurtful divorce. It reads, LSU coach Kim Mulkey has a storied coaching career, but when her marriage ended in 2006, she faced a difficult challenge. She won her first NCAA championship with Baylor in 2005, but her personal life was in turmoil. Mulkey and her ex-husband, Randy Robertson, have been married since 1987. They have 2 children together, Kramer and Mackenzie. Everything seemed to be going well, at least on the surface, until a year after winning the national title, Robertson informed Mulkey that he wanted a divorce. Guys, and that's key to me, okay? If you guys don't know anything, most divorce initiations, divorce filing, they are filed and initiated by the women, okay? The wife, like in 75% plus, I believe, cases. I don't know the exact statistics, so don't, strangle me. But most divorce filings and proceedings are filed by the wife, okay? But her husband, he's the one who actually filed for divorce from Miss Kim Mulkey, okay? The Hall of Fame coach sat down for an interview with Sports 2's Michael Cable in May last year. Cable asked Mulkey about the message she delivered during a Rotary Club speech regarding the impact of divorce on the family. And this is what she quotes. She's quoted, I feel like if things happen to us as public figures and we don't share things, we're not helping people. I have never shied away from talking about how hurtful the divorce was. I even offered to give up my career to save my marriage. Now that is something, okay? And it's like, again, I'm going to talk more about that a little bit later. I'm going to just keep reading. And she also quotes, it does affect children. I don't care if your children are older or younger. Divorce is too easy. She said, divorce is too easy. You need to really do some soul searching as a human about the selfishness of a divorce and how it affects other people, not just yourself. She said, I won't ever get over it. Deep down internally, I feel like a failure, that I couldn't make my marriage work, she continued. It's something that I just want people who are struggling to fight through if you can. I think people give up too soon. Kim Mulkey met her future husband, Randy Robertson, when she was a star player for the Louisiana Tech University basketball team in the early 1980s. Robertson was a quarterback for the Bulldogs football team and was working at the school when he and Kim began dating. After nearly 7 years of dating, the pair tied the knot on July 17th, 1987. However, another family drama preceded the nuptials. Kim Mulkey's father, who had divorced her mother years earlier, so her father divorced her mother. So it's like maybe perhaps a generational curse, a family curse that goes on through the bloodline, right? Was invited to the wedding but didn't attend. As a result, she had to walk down the aisle alone. Damn, that's horrible. What kind of father does that to his daughter on her wedding day? So Kim Mulkey's father divorced her mother, and when he was supposed to show up to her wedding, to walk her down the aisle, his little girl down the aisle, to give her, away as a gift to another man, her future husband, he don't even show up. Like, what kind of mess is this? This is very interesting, guys. During the 19-year marriage, so they were married 19 years. That ain't too bad, if you ask me. Mulkey and Robertson had 2 children, daughter Mackenzie in 1991 and son Kramer in 1994. Again, like right now, she has 2 adult children. Her son Kramer, he actually plays in MLB. He's a professional baseball player. Her daughter actually has 2 kids of her own. So through their daughter, both Kim Mulkey and her ex-husband are grandparents of 2. Now let me rewind, okay? When I talk about these quotes, again, Kim Mulkey said, she's a very private person. She doesn't feel like, she owes the media an explanation or, private, intimate details of her life. But she said, if I can help people, then I want to be able to, share things that I've gone through in my past experiences in order to help people. And I like that. But this is what tripped me out, okay, when it came to these quotes. This is the reason why I'm making this video, guys. You're like, Geneva, you talk about music, all types of things in between. We want to hear about the hoops, okay? It was 3 games came on today. When I was at work, I watched them all. I watched LSU win. I watched Notre Dame win. I watched South Carolina women's basketball win. But you know what? They all won against no-name teams. I'm like, you know what? It's not that exciting to me. So I'm like, you know what? Let me focus on other things instead of like breaking down the games and giving you guys my analysis. She quoted, I have never shied away from talking about how hurtful the divorce was. I even offered to give my career to save my marriage, okay? That is big to me. Okay, Kim Mulkey, obviously, she wanted, her marriage to work. Again, it lasted 19 years. That's far longer. I think the average American marriage these days lasts like 8 years, which is sad, of course, right? Divorce is never easy. But she said, I tried to save my marriage by giving up my career. Can you imagine Kim Mulkey not being the head of the Baylor Bears, okay? Baylor University, or LSU currently, Louisiana State University, the Lady Tigers, because she wanted to save her marriage. Can you imagine not having Kim Mulkey as the fierce, aggressive, Taurus, strong woman that she is out there leading plays and guiding these young women on the court because she wanted so bad to salvage her marriage? Guys, again, keep in mind, it was her husband, her ex-husband, he the one who filed divorce on her. She was trying to make it work, okay? And she was trying to make it work so bad and so I don't want to call it desperate. It was such a need. It was so necessary for her to do so. She said she was willing to give up her career. And then when she also quoted, she says, it does affect children. I don't care if the children are older or younger. Divorce is too easy. She said nowadays, it's too easy for people to get divorced. She said, it should be more challenging. I believe in Australia, certain laws, in certain countries, in Australia, you have to be separated from your spouse for 1 year. I think you both have to be in agreement, both the husband and wife. For 1 year, you both got to agree to separate. And then after that 1 year separation trial, then you can proceed with the divorce filings. You can't just wake up one day and say, you know what, I'm sick of him or I'm sick of her, I'm out. She says you really need to do some soul searching as a human about the selfishness of a divorce and how it affects other people, not just yourself. Again, her husband is the one who filed for divorce on her. She tried to save it, even trying to offer, hey, I'll stay at home with the kids. I'll be a submissive housewife. I'll help you with your career. I'll give up my career in order for us to save this relationship. But he was like, you know what? No, it is what it is. I'm not happy. I'm done. I got to divorce you. And she was like, you know what? It's so much selfishness that goes into that. She said, divorce is too easy. And it's not just something that affects you, the individual who files for divorce, or you as two people, a unit who used to be one unit, right? When you get married to someone, you become one with that person. She's like, it doesn't just affect the couple, it affects the children. She's like, she pretty much, she didn't want to give into too much details, but pretty much the divorce left her children traumatized. I remember Bill Gates, he just separated or divorced from his wife a year or two ago, or some change ago, right? And his 30-something-year-old daughter who just got engaged, she was taking it very hard. Again, this is a 31, 32-year-old woman who's engaged to be married herself. Her parents announced to her, you know what, sweetheart, honey, we're no longer going to be together as husband and wife. We decided to divorce. They said their daughter literally just kind of went on a spiral. She couldn't accept the fact that her parents, right? Because again, I'm, a child or divorced parents, or whatever. My parents split up. It's not natural, especially as a small children. I guess even as older children, you want so badly for your parents to be together and to make work, because it's in your mind, specifically as a small child, it's well, y'all made me. It's why can't y'all be together? Again, another quote, I want to speak on. She said that I feel like a failure to this day, guys. That's why I'm making this video. Okay, overall, this is the main reason. That blew my mind. Again, I don't care about people's divorces and this and that. Again, this ain't a gossip channel. I can't stand relationship podcasts. Too many of them, if you ask me. Black people need to stop. The CIA need to snatch these microphones out of our freaking mouths, out of our freaking hands about relationship this. Women need to be like this. Men need to do that. Men need to pay all the bills. Women need to have sex, cook, and clean. Ooh, I'm tired of it. But what drew my attention, okay, the headline that said, when she said in the headlines, I feel like a failure to this day. This is a woman who has multiple NCAA championships underneath her belt. This is a woman who, not just her coaching career, even though that's glorious. Just her as a player, guys. She's only 5'4". She was a freaking a lioness on that court. She was back then, what Hannah Hidalgo is today at Garden Gnome at 5'6", how she be just giving it to the girls, how she give it up to the girls. That's who Kim Mulkey was back in the day, from high school, college. Okay, and then again, like, she didn't make it to the W, but she went on to coach women's hoops. Again, it's like she was undefeated, not undefeated, but like she was a force to be reckoned with. And she said to this day that her husband filed divorce on her. She said she still feels like a failure, and that blew my mind. It's incredible what people go through, what people think about, what the way people perceive themselves to be, in the way people perceive other people. I don't see Kim Mulkey as a failure at all. No natty or natty, some years again, like obviously you can't win them all. You ain't gonna win a national championship every year. But the fact that she got at least, I believe, 3 under her belt, and she said to this day, I feel like a failure because of her personal life. It just goes to show. Again, it was low-key like a gender war in my past 2 previous videos. I talked about Charleston White coming at Angel Reese like he crazy. I talked about Jeff Teague coming at Asia Wilson, attacking Caitlin Clark, trying to compare male athletes to female athletes, which is silly. I'm like, of course, Bonnie James, he should be able to beat Caitlin Clark and Asia Wilson. But again, like when it comes to this, I'm not trying to start a gender war. The fact that she said, I tried to give up my career to appease this man. He still filed for divorce. She still left. And like she said that she still feels like a failure to this day. It just kind of like reminds me that as women, specifically as women, okay, I'm sure, like, let's be honest, it's not the same for men and women. It's just not. As women, we can't allow ourselves to lose our identity completely in relationships with men. I'm sorry, okay? Again, like, obviously be there for your partner, love and respect your husband, your lover, your partner, your sneaky link, whatever you want to call it. But always, leave energy for yourself, and always, what am I trying to say, guys? I'm sorry, but the wine is kind of sneaking up on me. Always, I don't want to say put yourself first, because again, like, you're married. I don't believe in that. You kind of gotta put the relationship first, but it's like, just always save some sort of identity for yourself, okay? Because again, like, she was saying, like, what she said, she was about to give up her career to save the marriage, and it's like, it still was to no avail. He just wanted out, and it's like, she said that she still feels like a failure. As women, we should not feel like failures because our relationship don't work. We leave our husbands leave us. We leave our baby daddies leave us. We're single parents. We're no parents. We're mothers. We're single mothers. We lost our kids to the state. You know what I'm saying? But maybe if you lose your children to the government, you probably should feel like a failure. But overall, it's like, this woman is such an incredible woman. She's an amazing talent. Again, I did a coach appreciation video for this woman back in like September. She should not view herself as a freaking failure, okay? You don't know who I am, Kim Mulkey, Miss Kim Mulkey from A Can of Paint. Hi, my name's Geneva. I run this little small YouTube channel for now. You're not a failure. Guys, comment down below your thoughts on Kim Mulkey, her divorce. Again, I don't know the details. I don't believe she divulged the details about what happened between her and her ex-husband for the reason why he wanted out of the marriage. I think they said that she's paying alimony to this day. There's like, of course, she feels like a failure. Of course, like, she regrets the divorce. Of course, she sees him as selfish. I'd be mad as hell too if I'm, as a woman, I'm paying my ex-husband alimony, possibly child support, grandchild support, right? But it's like, again, do you guys believe that she's a failure? This is just ridiculous, Kim. Like, she said she's still, I think, like, more than a failure. I think, like, what a lot of women want to, what she probably, the word she was looking for, specifically women, when the husband leaves us, the husband files for divorce, is shame. I don't believe she feels like a failure, because she's not. I believe she probably feels some sort of shame, because it's just not rare. It's rare for a man to file for divorce on his wife. Guys, comment down below your thoughts.